The 6th of the month of July in the year 2023. Good morning and welcome to the first bulletin of the day here on TV3 on New Day. My name is Josh Quinn. Top of the stories this morning. Parliament adopts committee report on promotion of proper human sexual rights and Ghanaian family values bill, properly referred to as anti-LGBTQI+ bill. Also in Parliament, MP for Lambusi claims many MPP MPs are in Alan Tremantin's camp, but fear losing their positions and seats if they openly declare their support. Agitating Food Suppliers Association members after spending the night at the National Food Buffer Stock Company premises say they will leave only after being paid their outstanding arrears. And on the foreign front, South Sudan to hold first election since independence. Let's begin from the floor of Parliament because Parliament has unanimously adopted the report on the Human Sexual Rights and Ghanaian Family Values Bill, LGBTQI+ 2021, after its second reading. Here's a report by Kobna Kluche.
It is that no one person in this House can stand up and say that I will support this bill. So, Mr. Speaker, although we haven't finished with the process of passing the bill into law, the bill is as good as law because all of us support it. And therefore, come the day of passing, we may not even need to vote. This one is unanimous support for the bill. No need to vote. I believe that we are even wasting too much precious time seeking to debate it. We are all unanimous. And indeed, every member of this House, I have not encountered one person in this House who says that he is going to oppose this bill.
Any honorable member who disagrees with the submissions just made by the Honorable and the Apia Kubi that all the 275 are in support of the bill. Anybody who disagrees, be on your feet and I will recognize you.
Mr. Speaker, this bill allows us to remain the Ghanaians we are, whilst we have space and admit people from other cultures. But we should never, never accept that other cultures are superior to ours, such that they must insist and demand that we copy the things they do, even if it is inconsistent with the way we live our lives and how we want our countries to be run.
I am inclined to say that the countries practicing LGBTQ activity, I gave them 50 years as prophet. They will be extinct. Very soon, they may even have to be taking labor force from countries not practicing the LGBTQ activity.
We do not have the resources to waste when we are having challenges of today. So many children not even being able to be cared for when they have some other ailment because it's not covered under the health insurance. We cannot add this. The sad thing is that you see two people who decide to be lesbian or homosexuals trying to adopt children. Who should go and give birth to his child for you to come and adopt? Look at this madness.
Enforcing the rights of American citizens to refuse to offer services to people on the basis of their faith and because they were LGBTQ. Mr. Speaker, it shows you that even America has realized the error of their judgment and are walking back their steps. Italy in June designated June also as Family Protection Month to counter the Pride Month. Maybe that's something Ghana should begin to consider.
Despite receiving overwhelming support, debate on the anti-LGBTQI+ Bill 2021 did not end with that raising any issues. The Ablekuma West MP and the Minister for Communications, Eslawusu Ekufo, clashed with the Tamale Central MP, Ibrahim Murtala Mohammed, over foul language used during the parliamentary debate. Eslawusu Ekufo exploded, saying what she felt without holding back.
Statement I remember I made several statements, but the statement I remember vividly I said every single member in this house must be allowed to debate on the issue. So we know the position of every single member of this house, those who are for it and those who are against it. I have made that statement. So if that is the statement you are asking me to withdraw, I humbly withdraw that statement.
Honorable member, you made a specific statement in relation to the minister.
I sat here and repeatedly heard Honorable Murtala refer to me as a practitioner of LGBT to the hearing of everyone in this house. I sat here and repeatedly heard him
Honorable Minister,
shout at the top of his voice and refer to me as a practitioner of LGBTQ. And every single last one of you is behaving as if you didn't hear it. And if in response to that I say he is mad, it is only a madman who will refer to his colleague in this house as a practitioner of LGBTQ. When you haven't seen me having sexual intercourse with your wife or your daughter or your mother.
Honorable Minister.
When you haven't caught me having sexual intercourse with your wife or your daughter or your mother.
Honorable
you
Minister.
Sit there and refer to me in those terms. In those terms.
Honorable Minister.
And we call ourselves honorable members of this house. When you all hear it and pretend that suddenly you've lost your sense of hearing.
Honorable Minister. Honorable Minister, I beg of you, do me that honest, please. Honorable Minister, I beg of you, just do me that honest, please. Just do me that honest.
The minority in Parliament is questioning the decision of the Ghana AIDS Commission not to support the anti-LGBTQI+ Bill 2021 after its own report indicates over 9,000 contracting HIV/AIDS out of more than 54,000 men who had sex with men in 2017. Deputy Minority Whip Ahmed Ibrahim was speaking after the debate on the bill received a groundswell of support from MPs urging a speedy passage.
We collect taxes from the Muslim community, the Christian community, the traditional, we collect taxes from them and give to you. You are saying that is not enough. You are considering, you are afraid that because of international relations, the influence that you receive from outside will not come. And therefore you are rising against the cultural norms and cultural values of the people. You, Ghana AIDS Commission, have also reported that a number of AIDS cases are on the rise because of male-to-male relations. So there's a correlation. And once that correlation has been established, that there's a link between homosexuality and lesbianism on LGBTQ and HIV cases increment, you should rather be supporting the passage of the bill. So why are you against it? Because of material gain. So now we should break all our cultural values so that as a country, we don't have cultural norms and values. Then where are we going? Well, this is the second reading of the bill. What next is consideration and then passage. We'll be updating you on the proceedings in Parliament in our subsequent bulletins. If you just tuned in, you are watching the first bulletin of the day here on TV3 New Day with me, George Quinnin. More news this morning. After spending 2 nights at the National Buffer Stock Company premises in Accra, agitating members of the National Food Suppliers Association say they will only leave if they are paid their outstanding arrears.
Picketing by members of the National Food Suppliers Association. When they said they're going to spend the night here on day 1, I thought it was just a word of mouth, but they actually slept in the open. They were exposed to mosquito bites and insects, just name them. And one woman, I'm told, is not feeling well. She was complaining of feverishness and she's been taken to the 37 military hospital. And this woman right here is also not well. So the situation is very emotional.
Yes, we slept here last night. We have not even taken our bath. The arrears have been long overdue, so the picketing is the only option.
The association has a membership of 300 people, and those that are picketing are close to 40. But their concerns are a true reflection of what the others are going through. Some are coming all the way from Bogatanga, Wa, Sunyai, and Ho.
We are the Mecca every 40 billion.
I am owed more than 4 million cedis. We cannot even stay at home because creditors are pursuing us. We can't even pay calls. Life is very unbearable for us. The only thing that will make us leave here is when we get paid. We will continue sleeping here until we get our monies.
There's actually work ongoing in the office, but people in here are more like junior staff and they don't have the locals to engage their suppliers. And I spoke to the PRO of the buffer stock company, J.K. Arthur, who made me aware that they are having a training in Kumasi with the World Food Program. And so if that is anything to go by, hopefully the CEO would engage suppliers either on Friday or Monday. George Quenin, TV3 News, Accra.
And today actually is day 3 of the picketing. Will be there to bring you an update. The debate on which MPP flag bearer aspirant has the support base among the party's members of parliament ahead of the presidential primary is up again. Member of Parliament for Lambusi, Bright Yelvia Baligi, says many MPP MPs are in the camp of the former trade minister, but fear losing their positions and seats if they openly declare their support.
Ayawaso West Wogon, Member of Parliament Lydia Seyram Al-Hassan and Member of Parliament for Lambusi Bright Balingi joined the Greater Accra campaign tour of former Trades and Industry Minister and MPP presidential aspirant Alan Kojo Tremantin. Declaring his support for Alan Kojo Tremantin, Member of Parliament for Lambusi Bright Balingi refuted claims that some 120 MPs support the Vice President, Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia's bid to lead the party into the 2024 general elections.
If anyone tells you 120 MPs support a particular candidate, it is not true. I am a member of Parliament and I know what comes to my table every day from colleague members of Parliament.
He insisted some of the MPs followed Dr. Bawumia because of fear of losing their position or seats.
Following somebody to the party headquarters is different from giving the person their support. And I can assure you, if we were voting with Parliament being a constituency, the result that would have been declared from Parliament, it would shock everybody in this country. We are hearing of a list of MPs that have been marked by the establishment to sponsor people against them, to make sure that they don't win their primaries. But some of us are not scared about that.
He called on the delegates not to be deceived by those claims.
I am prepared today, tomorrow, to sacrifice my MPship for Alan to be president. The general presidential election, if Chief wins less than 60%, I'll be surprised.
Alan Tremantin assured the people he is the right candidate to avert the party going into opposition in 2025. Joseph Armstrong, Gold Alogbe, TV3.
Well, let's still stay in the camp of the MPP because the party is set to end the vetting of the aspirants of the presidential race today, with 9 of the 10 nominees have been successfully taking their turns. The last to have his turn with a 9-member vetting committee is a former member of Parliament for Asante Mampong, Francis Adainimo.
Three-time NPP flag-bearer aspirant Dr. Kofi Konadu-Apreku, first-timer Dr. Friakoto, as well as another serial contender, Jogate, faced the vetting committee on day 3. After spending about 2 hours before the committee, economist Dr. Konadu-Apreku declined speaking with the media. Then came the former Greek minister, Dr. Owusu Friakoto. Speaking to the media after his turn, the former Greek minister was confident his strategy was working.
The campaigning is going well. You know, we started Greater Accra, and the reception has been wonderful. We're doing a tour of the regions, not necessarily finishing every region before moving to another region, but it's just hop, step, and jump.
Jogate was not new to the vetting process. His confidence of making it into the first 5 was still high.
You don't do what everybody's doing. You execute your plan. I'm at the place where I wanted to be at this time, and I'm very confident. God willing, I'll be part of the first 5.
He dispelled claims of a lack of a level playing field.
You know, everything cuts both ways. Favored in what way? There's an advantage in incumbency, there's a disadvantage in incumbency.
Former Member of Parliament for Asante Mampong, Francis Adainimo, will be the next and last of the 10 to be vetted on Thursday, July 6.
Well, let's know what you make of stories that have been aired so far. Just go into our social media platform TV3 and engage us with your views and comments, and we'll surely read them and share them to the rest of the world. The lack of political will in Ghana hinders the enforcement of ocean and maritime laws despite having sufficient laws. Head of Department, Geography and Regional Planning, University of Cape Coast, Professor Benjamin Kofi Nyarko made the observation at a training workshop on ocean governance for law enforcement agencies in Accra.
Capacity building workshop on ocean governance for maritime law enforcement agencies is part of the project's deliverables under the One Ocean Hub project.
The rule is to understand that if the trawlers come into the exclusive zone, then it may affect the livelihoods of the artisanal fishers. So their role is to understand that if they don't enforce the rules, then our fisher folks will not have any means to live on.
The project, in collaboration with the University of Cape Coast and the UK Research and Innovations Global Challenges Research Fund, aims to support vulnerable groups in Africa and small island developing states in designing innovative ocean governance strategies.
There are other threats which I don't think we have the capacity to look at, but our own is to understand fish stock within the ocean and how to protect our fish stock from dwindling, which is happening now.
Effective ocean and maritime rules implementation requires overcoming political polarization and promoting teamwork among all parties involved. Ghana's maritime ecosystem faces issues due to political interests prioritizing short-term viability over immediate political advantages. Prioritizing long-term environmental viability requires a shared commitment.
The meeting between organized labor and management of Southern Asogli ended inconclusively. Both parties have agreed to conclude the discussions on the dismissed unionized workers tomorrow, July 6th. Pardon, that's today. Meanwhile, organized labor says its intended July 10 strike still stands.
We've been engaging management since morning. We were at the Ministry of Employment from around 11 o'clock. We came back to the National Labour Commission at 4. It was a long and very fruitful engagement. So we are hoping that tomorrow we fixed another meeting for 2 o'clock at the Ministry of Employment. We are hoping that we can get a deal.
When you say fruitful engagement, what does that mean?
It means that we have made some progress.
Progress like what? Which areas?
I will not tell you the details until we are done.
Because Doc, your concern before the commission is that the 3 unionized members should be reinstated. Is that a fruitful engagement you are talking about?
There are issues that we have put before the commission, and those are the issues we are discussing, including the reinstatement of our brothers. And I'm saying that we have made some progress. The details will come tomorrow after our meeting, 2 o'clock.
Look, you are smiling. My indication is that don't you have a firm assurance that they are going to
But
reinstate?
that is why I'm saying there's some progress. And because it's progress, that's why I'm smiling.
Are you therefore suspending your strike?
Oh, please, let us finish the meeting tomorrow.
Now let's do some international news. South Sudan's President Salva Kiir has said the country's long-delayed elections will be held next year as planned. President Kiir said he would run for re-election in the polls, the first since the country gained independence. No other candidate has declared their candidacy, but First Vice President Riek Machar is rumored to run. Kiir has been president since independence in 2011 after a long-running civil war. But civil war broke out again in 2013 when the president fell out with Machar. A power-sharing agreement was signed between the warring parties in August 2018 in a bid to bring the 5-year civil war to an end. On Tuesday, Kiir said challenges with the implementation of the peace agreement will be addressed before the elections in December next year. Well, on that note, we end the morning news. For more news updates, just log on to our website. It's 3news.com. My name is Josh Quinnen. In a world where you can be anything, just be kind. It costs nothing to be kind.